Howdy ho, friends! It's early October and I still haven't made my annual apple cake yet. So today I'm in the kitchen to do just that. I'm going to prepare this apple cake, but a little different this year. Now normally I follow a recipe for fresh apple cake that my mom passed down, and I have a video of that cake, and if I can remember I'll link it in the description below. However, I recently came across a different version on the Celebrating Appalachia channel where Miss Tipper and her husband, Matt, I think's his name, prepared it. Now while the cake recipe is quite similar to my usual one, what really caught my attention was the sauce that was poured over the cake right after it comes out of the oven. I thought, oh my, I have to try this cake this year. The cake itself is already delicious and you cannot go wrong with that sauce that's on it. So let's go put it together. I have gathered all of my ingredients, and to the mixer I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar, 1 1/2 cups of oil, 3 eggs, and I'm going to give that a quick mix. Oops, don't let me forget my 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now it's time to prepare my dry ingredients. I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour in this bowl, and to that I will add 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I will whisk everything together, then add 1 cup of chopped pecans. Finally, I decided to add a splash of pecan oil to my wet ingredients. I waited until the end to peel and chop my apples so I could drop them directly into my wet batter. I could have peeled and chopped them earlier, but I would have needed to add lemon juice to prevent them from turning brown, and I just didn't want to do that. How do you like this knife I'm using? This is a Rada paring knife, R-A-D-A. Is it Rada? Rada? Sometimes people refer to it as a granny paring knife or a bird beak knife. Regardless of the name, I really like it. It's small and it gives me a lot of control. Now once all 3 cups of diced apples are in my wet mixture, I turned the mixer back on and started adding my dry ingredients. Once I had that incorporated, I grabbed a dish, sprayed it with Baker's Joy, and poured in my batter. Finally, I placed it in a 325-degree oven. It says 1 to 1.5 hours. I guess it's according to your oven. My oven took 1 hour, 10 minutes. After the cake had baked for 1 hour, I pulled it out to check for doneness. My oven seems to cook on the hotter side of things. The skewer still had a bit of wetness, so I slid the cake back into the oven. After an additional 10 minutes, the skewer came out clean. I then took my skewer and I poked holes all in that cake because I wanted it to absorb every bit of that sauce that I was about to pour over it. While the cake is cooling, I'm going to make my brown sugar butter sauce. I took a small saucepan and added 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of dark brown sugar, 1 cup of evaporated milk, and a splash of pecan oil. I'll add my vanilla at the end of the heating process. This created a really dark sauce that almost looked like brown gravy, which is due to the use of dark brown sugar. You could opt for light brown sugar for a different color, but I think this will be just fine. Once the sauce came to a boil, I set the timer for 2 minutes and let it boil vigorously, stirring constantly to prevent it from spilling over. After that, I removed it from the heat and added my 1 teaspoon of vanilla. While the sauce was still hot, I poured it evenly over the cake, ensuring that it flowed into all those little holes I had poked. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for it to cool. Now, as an afterthought, I decided to break up a few pecans and sprinkle them on top while the sauce was warm so that they would stick. Let me cut a corner piece out so I can see the texture that's inside this cake. Oh look, the apples stayed intact. I am so glad that they didn't just cook away. Now for just one more drizzle of that sauce before I taste it. Okay, moment of truth. It has cooled off. Man, that sauce has gone all the way through the cake. I can't wait. I smell the apple, which I'm glad. I was afraid that me adding the pumpkin pie spice would hide some of the apple flavor, but I smell it right off the bat. Oh, that smells good. All right, let's give it a try. Can't eat much of that with all that sugar in it. Crunch of the pecan. Almost got a pecan pie. I can still find the apple in it. Wow, those warm spices. Wow, that is really good. Good job, Tipper Presley. If you go to her website, it's called The Blind Pig and the Acorn, and look up apple cake, you'll see a picture of an old cookbook. I think it's from the John C. Campbell Folk School, but you'll find this recipe. Now, I added a few things. I added the pecan oil, I added more nuts on the top, and I added pumpkin pie spice. That is not in the original recipe, but I thought it would really add to it and I had it. So, can you see the apple? Whoops, sorry, hit the camera. I get it all. I get the nuts, I get the apple, I get the spices, I get that sugary, buttery, pecan pie-ish sauce that's on top. That is delicious. One more bite. That is definitely a fall treat. That brings all your fall vibes in. Now, what am I going to do with it? I wonder how well it freezes with that apple in it. I'll find somebody that would like it. It's a good cake, a delicious cake. A nice addition to my fall apple cakes that I make every year. At least one, just one. But that is delicious. I hope y'all have had a great day. I have had a busy day. Seems like it's took me forever to make this cake, and it shouldn't have. There's nothing hard about it. It's a simple cake. but I have been in the kitchen on and off all day long, and I am getting tired. I hope y'all have had a great day. I hope you've done something for others. Keep the good going, as I call it. And I think what I'll do good for others is share this luscious cake with somebody. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. I love you, and I'll talk to y'all later.